So I've learned this new word that I didn't know before. It's called social distancing. I'm sure you've all heard of it, and it's actually a really, really good idea. Although I think my wife is taking it to an unhealthy extent, she seems to really now consider this like her favorite word. Nonetheless, it's an important season that we monitor social distancing. But that doesn't mean we don't monitor community connection. You know, there's an amazing story in the New Testament where there's a huge crowd following Jesus, and these were poor people who didn't have much, and it gets late at night, and the disciples realize they need to be fed. And Jesus says, well, what should we do? And in a panic, the disciples say, send them away. Everybody on their own. Everybody takes care of themselves. I would imagine some people thought in advance and even ran off to the village to get in line at the grocery store to get that last toilet paper that they could get. But Jesus calms the disciples and says, no, tell me what you have. And the disciples have a few fish and a few loaves from a young boy. And then Jesus does something really amazing. He tells the people to sit in crowds, 50 and 100, in community. And he takes the few fish and the few loaves and he offers it to the Lord in a prayer saying, God, this is what we have. Now you have to do a miracle. And really, the amazing part of this story is that two miracles took place. The people were fed. God provided because it's who He is. He will provide for you. But the second miracle that I think is just as special is that they were fed in community together. Jesus had them sit in groups of 50 and 100. And while they sat, you can imagine the disciples would hand somebody some bread and fish, and they would hand it to this person behind them. And miraculously, it would multiply. But together, they shared in this miracle. While we are practicing social distancing, which again is very healthy and important to do, don't practice isolation from community. Reach out, be together. Through online means, through phone calls, through prayer. Know that you are part of a community here at our church, through your different groupings that you have. And if you are isolated, reach out and let us help you connect into community. Because I really believe we're going to see a miracle. God's going to provide for each and every one of us. But we're going to see a greater miracle, and that He's going to provide together. Because if we're together, if we're a community, then we are truly strong in the Lord. Have a wonderful day knowing you may be practicing social distancing, but you are not alone.